Hello, Gettysburg, PA. Hello, United States. Hello, Europe, Africa, Australia, everywhere else. Hello, world. This is the 19th Climate Awareness Rally in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It is April 3rd, 2019. As usual, it just looks like it's me by myself. My wife will be out in a few minutes as well. And it'll be the usual rally of two, even though this is the 19th rally in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, every Friday. Easy to miss, huh? So right now the CO2 level is 414.94 parts per million, which is the all-time record high. It shouldn't be happening this late in April, early May. It should have started going down by now. Eventually it will, because the trees catch up and start pulling in the carbon dioxide in the northern hemisphere. So that tells you something, that how important trees are, rather than trying to do strictly technology and wait for something to happen. Then we'll figure a way out of it. 350 parts per million is, as I said before, is the uppermost limit of survivability for humans. Right now we're at 414, so 350 limit, we're at 414. We're in big trouble. And there's a 10 to 20 year lag between CO2 level and temperature catching up. So, you know, unless you're a doofus, it's easy math to figure out that basically, based on 350 being the upper limit, we're at 414, we have less than 10 years to figure this thing out and get it done. Not wait 10 years, less than 10 years to figure out and get it done. Okay, it requires your government to be involved, whether you're in Europe or United States or Africa or Australia or whatever. It requires a whole world action on this situation. So look at your child, look at your family, and go, or am I willing to sit around on my hands and wait 10 years and then watch the calamity unfold? Because right now it is happening already. If you're in Mozambique or India or anywhere else, such as Tornado Alley, which is now shifted 500 miles to the east in the United States, you begin to realize that something strategic and terrible is happening. Right now there are no insects around, no flying insects. Yeah, you have ants and the mosquitoes, but there are no pollinators anymore. Everything's extincted, and that's an indication that things are going horribly wrong. The jet stream is shredded due to the heating of the Arctic, which is uneven compared to the tropics. So, you know, the Arctic is becoming closer in temperature to the tropics. Therefore, the jet stream doesn't have the push from the north to function in an oval pattern. So you get these wavy patterns, and what happens from that then is you'll get these hurricanes that'll sit and spin around the world, not just the United States. But, you know, the United States had one 2 years ago in Houston, and it dumped 5 feet of rain and just sat there. So, and then North Carolina had their issue with a hurricane, and it sat and spun. And then, you know, all these people who were affected by it, the farmers for the most part. So the farmers in the Midwest and Davenport, Iowa area are experiencing severe floods. The people in Ottawa, Canada are experiencing severe floods right now. You know, it's around the world. What happens is that with the heating of the temperatures, there's more water vapor in the air. So then you get these giant deluges and rain bombs that occur. So, you know, in the Midwest, you had the winter bomb or whatever it was in the Midwest. It happened 2 times recently, and that was a winter pattern that ended up being like a hurricane. And now you have these situations that are going to occur in the summer of 2019 that are going to be most severe, and it'll be an inkling of what's happening and going to happen for the future. You know, you can swim your way out of things, or you know, turn on the air conditioner as long as the grid keeps up. But if the grid goes down, the electrical grid, then you have no air conditioning. And if it's 105 degrees out, you're in big trouble. Your body can't cool down, and you're going to die, or someone in your family is going to die, or someone in your neighborhood is going to die, because the electricity's out and there are no trees, because everyone likes their little lawns out front rather than digging up their lawn and planting trees so you can sleep under a tree in the shade of it. So, you know, it's this whole cycle thing, a whole way of thinking that needs to change in the United States, and I suspect around the world as well. You can't have endless growth in a finite world. You know, you have a limited amount of resources, and you're eventually going to burn all them up. You know, going to work is great and everything. Everyone's got to pay the bills. I agree. But literally within 10 years, you're going to be struggling to survive. So it's food insecurity is going to be the main things. Right now, we're going to start experiencing that due to the farmers losing much of their farmland in the Midwest and can't plant at this time. So, you get the college kids walking by here and they don't say anything or, even address the issue of climate change. I was saying to my wife last night in my little tirades that, I've done 18, now 19 of these things, and no one stops, no one talks. We have tons of friends, and no one wants to talk about it. Family doesn't want to talk about it, about climate change and what's happening. And yet, my wife and I are basically experts in it. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but we know what's going on and we can give you the numbers. Now, if you want to go beyond that, there are many scientists around that can give better information, but we can recite the information that we've been given by them. And so, people need to talk. People need to talk to each other. And as you can tell, nothing's changing here. People need to talk to each other and engage and to decide what they want to do and look at the information. And if you don't know what's happening, please get on Facebook, go to legitimate climate change sites and YouTube. And there are tons of scientists on there. There's Paul Beckwith, there's Guy McPherson, there's Peter Wadhams, Kevin Anderson, amongst others, Extinction Rebellion. People are given the truth as to what is happening. Now, in the United Kingdom, they've declared, the first time ever, a parliament has declared a climate change emergency. I don't know if that has any teeth or not, but it is a good start. The United States, if you're waiting for the presidential election to help you out and determine how to get out of this climate change issue, that is 2 years from now until the next president gets in charge and can actually affect policy. So we don't have 2 years to wait. If you have a local politician that's not talking about climate change every minute, then that politician does not deserve to be in office. If you're a medium politician like in Harrisburg or your other state capitals are not engaged in climate change action, then they shouldn't be in office. We're in a life and death struggle right now, and people don't even know it yet, obviously. Everyone's walking about like everything's okay, and it's not. And the warning signs have been given, and I suspect what is going to happen is that there's going to be a massive calamity and catastrophe in the United States, such as a hurricane or drought or fires or everything. And then maybe people will wake up. But the last hurricane that happened in Houston and dumped that 5 feet of rain, the politicians said now is not the time to talk about climate change. Well, in the middle of a tragic situation like that, when is the best time to talk about climate change? They just put it off, and now no one talks about climate change. It was a distraction, and nobody's doing anything about it. So I hope eventually people wake up and turn out, but I suspect it's going to require something horrible to happen, whether it's here in Gettysburg or Pennsylvania or the United States or around the world or several places at once before people take action. And by then, and now especially, we're in a mitigating situation, whereas we can only mitigate the calamity that's coming. We cannot stop it. So, I hope things get moving soon, but I suspect they won't. So the next rally is next Friday at 11 o'clock, supposedly, if things work out, here at the square in Gettysburg. And the big rally is May 24th around the world, where the students hopefully will go and strike around the world. The last one had 1.5 million students protesting. So hopefully they'll have 2 million, 3 million, 10 million, I don't know. So hope you all doing your part, and thanks for hanging in there. And I will see you next week, and keep checking out Facebook for your information as well as YouTube. Bye.